Hi everyone, it's your favourite Atomic Blonde here with a Pop Chat special as promised. I've just come back from seeing Project Hail Mary. So yeah, this is going to be non-spoiler as I think it's in cinemas today and tomorrow, but they're not officially released, I think, till the 19th or 20th of March. So I'm not going to go into spoilers. As everybody knows who's part of this channel, I was so looking forward to seeing this film, and I had everything crossed that it was going to be good, and it was so good. Oh my gosh. Also, if you watch this channel a lot, you know I am rubbish at long films. It's not my thing. So this is just over 2.5 hours, which is long for me. And I could absolutely hand on heart say this could have easily have been another 15, even another half an hour longer. And I would have been there for it. I was totally bought in. And I think they've done a really, really good job of making the film accessible. Andy Weir is a great author. For those of you who don't know, he also wrote The Martian. The same person who done the adaptation of The Martian, done the adaptation for this, is so well suited. Obviously, him and Andy Weir have this good connection that he really translates his work down. And Andy Weir kind of prides himself on everything in his stories has a scientific basis. And okay, it might then venture out into science fiction, and you kind of have to lean into things because that's kind of the point of science fiction, right? But all the concepts, including like in this film, all start off based in like real science. So they've done a really good job of not dumbing it down. So if you understand these concepts, or you can just follow stuff, it's there. But it's not so sort of out there that you feel like you're in a lecture at uni or something. That was done so well. So obviously after I checked my watch, and an hour and a half had gone past, and I was like, oh my god, there's only an hour left. And I was almost gutted. I was like, there's only an hour left, and I was enjoying it so much. All the things I wanted from the book were in here. As I've said on other streams, I mean, this is really a book about friendship and being the hero, and it's a proper hero's journey for Grace. So I say I'm not going to give away anything that isn't in the trailer. We know that the earth is dying. The sun is dimming. They find this cellular organism called, which they name astrophage. Grace names astrophage, and it's basically consuming the sun, and that's why it's dimming. So they see that there's this one star, that isn't affected by this astrophage. So basically, the mission, Project Hail Mary, is to create an interstellar rocket, send a group of astronauts and scientists, go figure out why this star isn't dying, and find a way to save our sun. And a school teacher, Grace, he wrote a paper in college, and he hypothesized that you could have life without water. And because he wrote this paper, which also damaged his career, hence why he's just a high school teacher or middle school teacher, he kind of walked away from all that because he was like ridiculed, and because he kind of went against the establishment. The government come to him and say, right, we need, this thing's eating the sun, so potentially it's not made of water because surely it would evaporate. Can you figure it out? And so he ends up getting brought into this crazy project to find out as much about astrophage as possible, so the astronauts can go. Then there's something happens, and basically he ends up winding up being on the Hail Mary. All the astronauts are put into a coma because obviously it's interstellar. It's like several year mission. But unfortunately, some of the other astronauts die. So he wakes up, he's on his own. But one of the side effects of the induced coma is he's lost his memory. He doesn't know where he is, why he's there, what his name is. So the first part of the film is him figuring that out, right? And then along the way, as he's figuring all this out, he comes in contact with another ship. And this ship has come from like the other side, whereas like the other side, and their son has got the same problem. So that both these ships have come together to try and with the same thought, going right. If we go there, we can figure out how to save our worlds. And this is where we get introduced to Rocky, and this amazing friendship is formed between these two aliens. Like, so obviously Grace is as alien to Rocky as Rocky is, and they figure out a way that they can communicate and talk and then figure out this out, and things happen along the way, and there's just bits that just tug at your heartstrings like you wouldn't believe. There's one point in the film where you could have heard a pin drop in the cinema, absolutely hear a pin drop, and then you could just hear people sniffing. And it was just, I mean, the effects are great. I love that a lot of it's practical effects. It makes such difference. Rocky is a practical effect. I sort of skimmed a review from Esquire magazine, which probably tells you all you need to know, where the person there was like really not that fussed with this. It's probably one of the few negative reviews I've seen. And then they were going on about CGI, and it's like, wait, did you even watch the film? Because if you did, you know that it wasn't CGI; it was practical effects, and it works so much better having this little rock creature running around in his specially designed ball, because our atmosphere would kill him, and like vice versa. So if Grace went into Rocky's ship, it would kill him. So they can't like sort of physically, like be together, but it doesn't matter, this friendship still blossoms, and they captured it so well. And I think, where there's some parts in it that I'd say I'm not going to spoil, which are longer in the book, and I guess with the book you get more of that friendship building, but you get it. It's not like you feel like they spent 5 minutes together and now they're friends for life. I mean, it does a really good job of explaining why Rocky's there, why he's on his own, and how this friendship forms, and how the fact they're different species by the end of it has no bearing whatsoever. And as I was talking about, it's just such a film about hope and striving for better and being brave. This whole hero's journey, like he starts off like he's like, I'm not brave, I can't do what the astronauts do, to him on this mission to try and save the Earth. So the cinematography is great, the look of the film is amazing. Unfortunately, I don't have IMAX at my local cinema, and there's no trains, so I can't get into London to see it in IMAX. I will try and go in a few weeks' time, maybe, if it's still on, to try and see it in IMAX. But it does not detract from an amazing film. Like I say, the pacing's really good. Like it went by like that. And like for me, it could have actually been longer. And I probably would have liked it if it was a little bit longer, to say just to focus a little bit. And they're nitpicks because I've read the book, so I know what's not there. It doesn't detract from the film at all. If you just go into it without watching the film, you'll probably go, seemed fine to me. I don't know what the problem is. But there was just a couple of bits that they took out that really kind of emphasized their sort of friendship, and this also that they are alien to each other, and like trying to think that they're doing something to help actually doesn't, and that was kind of removed from the film. But thoroughly enjoyable. There was a lot of laughing in the cinema because it is funny as well. And I think, I say, as much as I had my reservations when they cast Ryan Gosling, I absolutely eat my words. He was perfect for the role. He played the sort of bit sort of geeky, uncomfortable, not confident science teacher. But he's got the comedy chops. We've seen that in other films like The Fall Guy. So when you just needed that bit of levity, he was just perfect for it. And you really believed this friendship between him and this alien. You really believed it. They've done such a good job of bringing Rocky to life. So you were seeing him from the trailer. He is this kind of spidery rock creature. So he doesn't have a face. There's no emoting, but you've just you know how important Grace is to him without any of that, and it's just done so well. I really, really recommend this film, and so you can go see it whether you've read the book or not. But I also really recommend that you do read the book, because like any adaptation, right, it's very rare that it's literally like page for page, because things just don't always translate that well, and I'm sure they were mindful of the runtime. I think it's a great family film. If you've got sort of 11 upwards, probably a bit younger. There were some kids definitely a bit younger in there, but it's just sort of mindful of the runtime, I guess. If they can sit through 2.5 hours, absolutely recommend that you take them, because it's light-hearted. It's obviously a serious setup. That the Earth's going to be extinct and we're all going to be wiped out. But the way it's done, it's not going to scare kids in that sense, and especially at it's a bit where he's a science teacher and he's explaining it to the kids in his class, so it's ways that kids can understand, and I think it's why it makes a great family film. And just seeing a guy that just builds into into a hero is just absolutely amazing. They have done a phenomenal job with this film. I am so pleased and relieved that no modern politics has been shoehorned in. They haven't tried to rewrite the source material, because they're better at it. And Andy Weir was heavily involved with the making of this film. He was either on set or the directors could reach out. The directors have done a great job as well. And Ryan Gosling, tip my hat to you, sir. Perfect casting. So I loved it. It's funny, it's heartbreaking, it's entertaining, it's got that sci-fi edge, it doesn't dumb it down, and it's just such a hopeful. You just come out of the film just feeling warm and fuzzy. When's the last time that happened, right? So my video, is this the new Star Wars? I don't know, but it certainly gives you that feeling that I had as a kid when I walked out after seeing Star Wars, that the world can be a good place and people can be good and we can aspire to be more, So for me, definitely gave that fuzzy feeling, that kind of, I feel good. There's so many films these days you walk out and you go, it was good, it was fun, but do you feel good when you come out? I did. So go see Project Hail Mary. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. If you like this channel, you know my reviews, the type of films I like and don't like. So I think you're really going to enjoy this one. Love to know your thoughts. If you've had a chance to go see it, let me know what you think. Have you read the book? Did you like it? Yeah, all of that stuff. And of course, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you like what you heard. And I'll be back soon with more reviews. So you take care now. Bye-bye.